Hello, future people, and welcome to Great Uncle John's weekly video log. This is week 47, November 26, 2018. That means that I have 5 weeks left in this project. I'm thinking my last one might be an hour-long New Year's special with my failed political predictions for 2018. That'll be fun, eh? Maybe I can get Kathy Griffin to guest star. We'll see. I can't say that I will miss Great Uncle John. Probably nobody would say that, but I'm proud of almost accomplishing my goal of a weekly video diary for 2018. It's been a showcase of my vapidness for future generations. It has been mostly a depressing slog, as a primary goal was to document Trump for the year. He has been, as you know, future people, an incredible disappointment is too mellow a word, an incredible failure, I guess, although I suppose not surprising. I just pulled up some Google headlines for the past week, just from the last time I did a Great Uncle John until today, with Trump, as the subject matter, and this is what it pulled up for the last week. Some of this stuff I kind of caught in passing, but there's such a volume of Trump nonsense that it's hard to keep track in real time. So this is what happened just in the last 7 days. So Trump made statements in support of Mohammed bin Salman, the Saudi prince, who has, by this point, you probably know what the outcome of that is. The CIA, Trump's own intelligence agency, said that MBS ordered the butchering of Khashoggi. And it's, Trump again in a breathtaking siding with a foreign power and I guess his own monetary interests, released a statement saying, no, they're going to stand by Saudi Arabia. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't do it. It's a terrible world, vicious world. Too many jobs are at stake. So that happened. Let me see, Trump threatened to close the border with Mexico, and he authorized his military to use deadly force on border crossers. Although, to their credit, the U.S. military higher-ups have said that they're not going to do that. But that whole humanitarian crisis is still ongoing. Trump got into a war of words with the Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. I guess a U.S. federal court had blocked another one of his anti-immigration orders, and every time something doesn't go Trump's way in court, he lashes out at the integrity of the justice system. I think we'll see a lot of that in the coming months. Trump defended his daughter Ivanka's use of private email for government business, and of course the whole Hillary Clinton thing from 2016, using her private emails. And the lock her up chants, and Trump using that as a bludgeon during the campaign. This is deliciously hypocritical. Let me see. He got into a war of words with the special operations general who caught bin Laden and said he didn't catch him fast enough. This is after this general criticized Trump for some recent slight. There's been so many, but a recent slight to the soldiers. He didn't... Maybe it was his Thanksgiving call that he politicized, or before that for Memorial Day, he didn't show up because it was raining. But anyway, he gave Trump heck for that, and Trump fired back at him. So Trump finished and submitted his written answers to Robert Mueller, who is still investigating Trump for such things as collusion with the Russians and obstruction of justice, and probably other things as well that we know nothing about, that you do, future people, such as violating the emoluments clause, which says you can't mix presidential business with personal business. Perhaps his answers cleared everything up and didn't result in any indictments or recommendations for impeachment. And they just had to ask, and he told the truth, and now that whole thing is cleared up. So maybe that is the outcome, future people. But today, one of Trump's campaign associates, George Papadopoulos, went to jail for perjury, and another dude who worked with Roger Stone, who was some kind of muckraker for Trump, looks like he's about to flip. And this is all about the WikiLeaks leak and how they were tied in with the Russians. So much of the story yet to come, future people. Or it's going to be so much fun. You know it already. He reportedly asked for his former presidential lawyer to launch an investigation or have the Justice Department investigate Jim Comey and Hillary Clinton, which would be a breach of his duty to remain hands-off with the legal department, and may also be obstruction in real time. I can see why it's taking Mueller so long to finish, as Trump seems to add to his list of crimes almost weekly. Climate change is already harming Americans' lives, a major U.S. government report has warned. Now, this is a U.S. Trump-led government, so Trump's administration has released a report outlining the dangers of climate change. The influence of climate change is being felt across the U.S. with increases in disastrous wildfires in the West, flooding on the East Coast, soil loss in the Midwest, and coastal erosion in Alaska. And this is according to the U.S. National Climate Assessment. It was a report released on Friday, and the draft outlined the impacts of climate change are intensifying across the country, and that climate-related threats to Americans' physical, social, economic well-being are rising. Climate change-related risks will continue to grow without additional action, it added. The quadrennial report, what does that mean, every 4 years? The combined work of 13 federal agencies was released by the Trump administration on the day after Thanksgiving. Scientists who worked on the report said their research was not watered down, but claimed the release was timed to bury the findings during the holiday season. So Trump buried the report, and I guess I couldn't find a tweet, but apparently he released some kind of statement saying he doesn't believe that it's true. It's the same crap I used to hear locally on CFRA, one of the local talk radio stations, and they used to have these, maybe they still do, I haven't listened in a while, these old octogenarian radio hosts who would spout nonsense about climate change wouldn't hurt us anyway, because if you put a ice cube in a glass and the ice cube melts, the water doesn't spill over the edge of the glass, and that sort of reasoning. And these weren't stupid people, so they had some sort of evil agenda that Trump has as well. Of course, these fools will be long dead by the time the most serious effects are upon us, so it's in line with their ideology of selfishism, I guess. So that is what I pulled out of the Google for the last week. I heard most of it, but just sort of washes over a body at a certain point, an endless stream of vileness and corruption. So 4 more weeks and a wrap-up, then I will be on to my next project, which I'm going to call the Metro Prepper, and it will be a more fun and creative take on my end-of-the-world nihilism. I think I'll make it bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, to give myself more time to make the production values a bit better. I tend to wait until the last minute to throw these Uncle Johns out, so sometimes they look and sound like crap, along with not making much sense. So I want to step up my game a bit for Metro Prepper. Stay tuned for that. So anyway, thanks, future people. I hope to be back for number 48 soon, and have a good future week. Take care.